Hello, it's a crafty chick, and I did add another video to this series, and I'll show you why. Because I ended up binding the book, which I did find as an option on another video series. So when we ended our last one on part 3, remember, we ended it with, oh, we'll just leave this like that. If you want to do that, that's an option, and then you'll want to put a belly band or wrap a ribbon around the whole thing to keep it closed. If you want to bind it so it is a book like this instead, then you're going to want to follow the directions on this video. First of all, I did back up a minute. I covered over more paper. So I put the ribbon from here to here like I showed you in the other one. I put the ribbon here and cut it and put this piece of paper over it. And put the ribbon under here just like that and put this piece of paper over it. There's no ribbon this way. What? What is she telling us? Okay. I'm going to do it on this one. My mistake. My mistake. My mistake. It was a very important part of the ending of this project, yet somehow I left it off until I was done, and then I realized, oh my goodness, I didn't do this part. Okay. So we already established this is 3 by 4 in the cover, right? So I'm going to do 3 inches minus 1/8, remember? Minus 1/8. So we keep our border and it doesn't get in the way of our folding. And now this is going to be 4 minus 1/8. Okay? That will be for this front. And I'll do another one in a different paper so you know which is the front and which is the back. How's that? Okay, the other one I will do in this paper. So we're going to do 4 and back it up 1/8. And 3 and back it up 1/8. Or a skosh, as my dad likes to call it. So, okay, we have 2 pieces, 3 inches by 4 inches. Okay, put that with my scraps. We're going to get some ribbon. Okay, and I am going to use this scrap of ribbon I have here and put it to some good use. So we don't need our score anymore. Sorry, I am making a lot of noise. I am just really, I have to relax. I'm very upset with myself and I'm feeling a little anxious because I didn't show you this part. So I can relax. I'll just relax. It'll be okay. Right? I always tell you no mistakes, so I need to follow my own advice. So here's the deal. I'm going to All right, so we had the book like this, the M&Ms, and we're going to glue the M&Ms together. I'm going to put a dollop of glue on each side. So just remember which way it's facing, so you're not gluing these. Well, I guess if you glue the tops too, that's fine. But you don't have to. You can glue all the way around or just these way. I'll do one way and the next one the other way so you can see the difference. So this one I'm going to do glue all around. And I'm going to hold it. And I know I said I don't usually glue, but this glue, this stuff is magical and nothing's coming apart if you use that. So I want to use it for the binding. Okay, so that part stayed. Now on this one, I'm only going to do this side and this side. And I'll do a little bit down here. and you'll see why I didn't put any up here in a minute. Hold it together. Okay. Now, you don't have to glue it to hold it together, but I'll tell you what I found. If you don't glue it to begin with, you're going to need 3 other hands to hold this together while you finagle this. What you can do is just leave it like that. Me, I like to make sure everything is, oh, what is that word? Wait until after 50 and then you'll start forgetting words all the time. Reinforced. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, reinforced. So let's see. I am going to get a piece, this piece, because it kind of matches the. So you want to measure this. So it's going to cover this completely. You don't want to do 1/8 short. So we're going to cut this at 4 inches. And I'm just going to zip in here and use my scissors for the sake of efficiency. Okay, it's a little bit off. It's another reason I wanted to use this because it has lines, so it's kind of a cheat. There we go. All right, so this has to be exactly 4 inches, so it covers from end to end. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to bend this over that and reinforce it. Let's see. You can get fancy with it and make score lines, or just press down like that, and then I fold around it. So that's kind of the middle. And then I'm going to bend it like that, yeah, and pop it up in the middle. That'll be fine. And what I want to do is bend these edges in so they're not popping out, because the paper will want to splay and you want to pull it in. This is in lieu of getting real fancy, measuring a 1/2 inch in or a 1/4 inch in and doing score marks. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. And you're going to ignore this piece of paper because we're just going to cover it anyway. So both sides you haven't decorated, the front or the back yet. So we're going to take our glue, or if you want to use adhesive, whatever. But in this case, I am going to use some glue. And I'm just going to put it on one side because I want to use the non-glue side to try to see what I'm doing. Let's get up close. So I glued this side, and so I'm going to use this one to line it up before I end up with it permanent. And then I'm going to press the glue side down. And it's okay if glue oozes out because I'm just going to cover it up anyway with a different piece of paper. So I'm going to press that down. Now I've got this side to glue. So now I don't have two gooey sides that I have to finagle and get glue all over the place, because it's pretty much my MO when I use glue. I'm like a 3-year-old. Okay. Spread that out. Oh, I used a lot. Spread that out evenly. Okay. And press down. I should use my glue mat, my handy dandy glue mat. I love this thing. It's easy to wipe off and clean because sometimes I end up with like random dots of sticky on my board here, and I'll say, "What? How did I get glue on my ribbon or my paper?" That's why. So this you can just wash off when you're done. Okay, there. Now, normally I would let that set for about 20 minutes or maybe 10 minutes. Just because I'm a stickler for allowing things to set before you start messing with them. Past mistakes, past errors. And just me, I'm pressing in here just because that way everything sticks. Okay. Super duper. So now you have it in a book form. And I did the spine in a different color. You don't, you know what? You can also go over it with a whole sheet. See, things I think of after I'm done. I think I'm going to try that. Instead of those two pieces, let's see, because if we did, then I would just put these pieces over it like that, right? And then it would look like that. I think this light's a little too bright. Then it would look like this, you know. Here, like this. So I use different binding in the middle. And now that I'm thinking about it, I would like a nice finished look. So I think I'm going to take one piece of paper and go over it. Yes, I do. So the trick to that would be you're going to have to measure the paper with the book open and with the book closed. So I like this pretty paper. So let's see. If you wrap it around, this is a 6x6 piece of paper, so this is going to be shy of the length that I need. So that's not going to work, really, but for the sake of argument, let's see. So I would say start with an 8x8 piece of paper if you really, really want to get this full coverage. If you don't mind that you have a little bit of a border on each side, then by all means use a 6x6. And the back, I'm not going to worry too much about the border on the back. You can always put washi tape or something over it as well to fill it in, but that would be a lot prettier, don't you think, to have the whole thing. Just one piece, one seamless piece. I think that's what I'm going to do. Now, if I was doing this, I think I would do I would not glue here. So yeah, you're still going to want to reinforce that somehow, because when you open it, you're going to have that. You're going to need that to happen so you can open it, right? Or you could glue it that way. Yeah, see, I'm still a fan of doing separate pieces of paper because this could pull. When you're opening and closing it, it could pull. So if you don't like the fact that you have different pieces of paper there, you can, you know, cover that up or use the same paper all around. Me, I'm just going to leave it that way. I don't think anyone's going to go through and inspect it for perfection. And if they do, they'll be sadly disappointed. That's all I have to say. I could leave this on just like that. But again, I like to have a finished look there. So now, before I put these pieces on, I'm going to do my ribbon. So I'm going to take my ribbon and I'm going to find a good half and half point. Is this going to be long enough? I want it to be too long. Oh yeah, this is going to be way too long. Awesome. Because you're going to need that length when this is fat, and you're going to have enough length so that you can cross over and put it in a bow or tie it in a knot. So you definitely want to have length. All right, so this one is 23 inches. The other one was 20 inches. So we're going to cut this in half. Pretty simple. And let's get closer. Can I get any closer? Oh, heck to the yes. All right. There we go. I don't know why I was so far away. Sorry, guys. Okay. So then we're going to, again, I'm going to use my super glue, my Superman glue. It's multi-liquid glue. Yeah. So it's kind of yucky on the outside because, like I said, I'm a 3-year-old when it comes to glue. So I tend to make a mess. I promise you it does not come that way. Come on, just like the ketchup. Anticipation, it's making me wait. Alright, so I'm going to eyeball that right there. That should be good. It's in the middle. And it does not, oh boy. Yep, sticky fingers, so I need to use my mat. You can, that's the great thing about this mat. It's not, the glue will not stick to it. So yeah, I'm using double hands. It's like I'm giving it CPR. There we go. There, super sticky. All right, next piece. It's probably better for me to use the velvet ribbon because it was a lot thicker and it was not as porous, whereas this one's porous, so it comes through. And I'm going to do a little tricky trick here. That is exactly where this ribbon is, right? So what I want to do is line it up. You don't want one to be up here and one to be down here, so just to do the best you can, even though this is not centered. Oh my goodness, my fingers are stickier than the ribbon. Said I'm just like a 3-year-old with this glue. And holding it down so it sticks. Just because the ribbon is porous and it absorbs some of the glue, you want to make sure that you're sticking it. Nope, I need a little bit more. Like there. And half of it got on my fingers. My hands are sticky. Thank goodness it's not like real super glue, otherwise my fingers would never come apart, but that's pretty sticky. All right, so while we're doing that, let's go ahead and put this cover on. So pretty. All right, my fingers are so sticky I can pick up the paper with them. Actually, I think I like the other side better. Right? Yeah, that side I'm putting on. This is the glue side. Glue on there. Glue it up and place it on there. Okay, so now I'm holding two things. That's being efficient or lazy. I don't know which. Efficient. We'll say efficient. All right. Oh my gosh, my fingers are so sticky. Okay. I'm going to do it differently this way. I don't know why I just did it that way. Don't do it that way. Never glue the thing you're going to glue something on. Glue the thing you're gluing. Oh, wow. So this is sticking out. Okay, let's cut that. Oh, boy. This is super sticky. All right. I'm sure you will not have as difficult a time as I am. I'm sure you're not as messy with the glue as I am. But if you are, you're not alone. What's that football player? Everything sticks to his hands. That's what I feel like right now. All right, so there we go. I'm going to try to wash my hands off real quick. Here we go. I have to get myself a little napkin or something and get it wet so I can wash my hands. Okay. Oh, this is terrible. What a mess I made. Okay. Much better. I got some there because I didn't use that right away. Okay. And then this, if you want to wash this off real easy like this, or you can just do it under the sink. Either way, depending on how much glue and stuff you have on it. Okay. And yes, this is available in my store too. Another plug for my products. Okay, this didn't come out as good as this one, so I would definitely recommend a thicker strand of ribbon, or use tearing tape or something. But this ribbon is not glue. Oh, my fingers are still sticky. Okay, so there you have it. There's your spine. You don't have to do it that way. You can leave it. Let's see what it looks like without it. Oh, are we going to screw this up? I want you to see. That's okay. We'll do a half and half there. Like looking under the muscles, into the bone. When you were in science class. Okay. So this is with the reinforced piece of paper, and this is not. And it actually looks more like a book without this piece of paper here. I think I might like it better that way. Interesting. So there's a jillion options, okay? So if you don't want to put that paper on, because it does look kind of messy, and since it's a book, you would expect it to have some sort of spine. I think I like it this way better, actually. All right. So then you just do this and make sure don't pull it too hard, because you don't want to pull it out of the book. But just a nice bow, a very light bow. And it may seem long now, but when you start filling this in, it's going to be fat like that. And so you're going to be glad you have all this extra bow on it. And that is really the finishing touch. This is really finished. Okay? That's the truth this time. This is finished now. After, of course, you do all the embellishments and everything. But so there you go. A couple different options for you. And I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial. I enjoyed making them, even though some of it was a challenge for sure. I'm not going to lie, this was kind of challenging for me a little bit, even though I already made a couple beforehand. So practice makes perfect, I hope. If that's the case, I need to practice a couple more years just to make these books. But I'm hoping to make a bunch more, send them to my customers as a thank you gift, because I love my customers so much, and I love to make things and give it to people. So it's a win-win. They're happy, I'm happy. So I will see you later. Thank you again for your precious time. And we are just over 23 minutes. Okay, keeping it under 30. That's my goal. Thank you for doing this with me. I'm sorry it was a little bit all over the place. I will do better next time. Or at least try my darndest. Thank you again for joining me, spending your time with me. And I hope that you got some useful tips out of my video series, and I will hopefully see you in the next video series. And I just want to say have a very wonderful day and happy crafting. Bye-bye.